This one is for the Dishonored devs, but I think a lot of people will be able to jump in on this one. You know, we talked about communicating across countries and a large ocean. How did you overcome the obstacles? First of all, what were the obstacles, and then how did you overcome them?
Well, in our case, it's like, you know, not only there's a distance, but there's also the language. Since we have part of the team that is in Lyon in France and part of the team that is here in Austin. Since I studied in Lyon, that's where I created the company, then everybody there knew me. And so when I moved here 8 years ago, started to use the video conference, which back then was like, you know, really interesting. Like, okay, I can talk to these guys in real time and 30 frames a second, and and it worked really well. And so I developed this habit of letting it on, you know, all day long. Actually, half the day, because then there was also the time zone, which is another challenge. And that worked actually really well, because like there was this it's a device, you know, it's a Polycom device in this case, and it's on all the time. And so people walk by, and if they have anything to ask me, they just, you know, lean to the TV and say something. And the same way I would, you know, and they can see my screen. So if there's a bug, I can show them what I mean about the problem, and I can just like, you know, look at the TV, and then somebody shows up, and like, yeah, this is the problem or whatever. And so that, you know, that started like this in one office in Austin with one TV, and then we started to develop that, and now we have like 4 devices this way, and some of them are on all day long, and it's pretty good.
So I actually want to jump in here, because we actually used to share an office space. Raph really helped us get started, and we used to share an office space with Arkane, and they had this video conference set up, which they were used to, but we weren't used to. And every once in a while, you'd be walking around, there wasn't anyone over there, and you'd hear somebody in their French accent, "Hello, anybody there?" And you'd look around, you'd be like, wait, there's nobody in the office, and what's going on? And then you finally figure it out there on the TV. It's very disconcerting. I just have to say, you guys are crazy.
Thank you.
Can anybody confirm whether or not Gary had actually tried to manage his company via a giant robot? Because that's the rumor I've heard, is that when he's out of the office, he would wirelessly connect into a robot and roll it around the office to do art approvals.
The only thing
Confirm or deny?
The only thing I've heard that he's threatened to do that. He hasn't actually done it. Oh, he does it. Okay.
I can confirm that I heard the same rumor.
I need a robot body. That's clearly the answer.
So Star Wars had QA in 3 or 4 different countries. Again, big, ludicrous, silly. One of the most interesting things that we discovered early on was to actually send people over there to see what the experience is like. It took us quite a while to discover, for example, that it took our average Russian QA guy about half of his workday to just download our daily build. You know, it's just one of those things where their internet connection was just not good enough for it, and that incident made us, you know, get much more fanatical about sending people abroad just to be sure, you know, what is it like for you to work inside of our development environment? What's it like for you to use our tools over the internet, you know, across an ocean, et cetera, et cetera.
Cool. Anyone else? All right.